Hello all! What you're seeing here is not some old space flight sim I'm playing with, it's that screensaver I've been teasing you with for months, or rather it's the first version of it. There are two. A screensaver is a program that springs to life after a period of user inactivity and displays on your screen. The purpose of this was to protect your monitor from something called burn-in. Before flat panel TVs and monitors, old school displays used something called cathode ray tubes to display the image. But what is a cathode ray tube, I hear you will ask? Well, there's a link at the top right to a short video which explains it pretty well. In a nutshell, a phosphorus layer in the screen reacted to the electron beam projection from the cathode ray tubes, and that's what gave the image. If you left it for too long on the same image, say a Word document left on your screen over your lunch break, that image could be partially burned into the phosphor layer of the screen, and then still be seen when you change to do something else. It's the same thing with old DVD players. If you remember from the old days, if you left it paused for long enough, the display would go black and the DVD logo would start bouncing around the screen. So the job of a screensaver was to have stuff move around on your screen to eliminate this burn-in by keeping it active and therefore save your screen. But it doesn't need to be boring. Along with the built-in screensavers included with Windows, various software houses produced screensavers for free use or with a demo model where you have limited time for use and can then buy a license. This then brings us to the focus of this video, the Beam Screensaver by Bravo Interactive. It's pretty special. As soon as I saw it in action, it reminded me of the Babylon 5 dogfights. I loved its Newtonian physics and the way that ships would fire attitude thrusters to alter their aim. That and the way that ships would lead a target with their shots as they closed in for the kill. As you watch the screen, the camera angle changes to views at positions around the ship in focus or roams free around it, zooming in and out to show the action from a wider stage. There are real-time shadows cast all over the ships as they change position relative to light sources, lens flares from the local sun, and as ships fire, their fuselage is lit up by the discharge of their weaponry. When ships hit each other, they explode. And the huge asteroids in the scene will also destroy any ship that collides with them. By default, the Beam Screensaver has three main ship factions. There is the ship that looks and behaves a lot like a Babylon 5 Star Fury, another that looks like it could be a blend of old and new Cylon Raiders from Battlestar Galactica, and a third sleek, sharp ship, which I can't think of the inspiration for. During its development, the team included several add-on theme packs, a couple of Babylon 5 themes, classic Star Wars, Phantom Menace and Battlestar Galactica. Let's have a look at each of them to see what's included. Starting with Battlestar Galactica, we have the classic 80s single-seat Colonial Vipers, the 3 crew Cylon Raiders, and a prototype Viper in red. Remember, this predates the 2004 Battlestar reboot. Moving to the Star Wars classics, we have a TIE Advanced, the same type as Darth Vader uses, then a classic Rebel X-Wing, and lastly some kind of ex-TIE fighter using inverted TIE Interceptor wings. After that we move on to Star Wars Episode 1 ships. There are Naboo starfighters, a great deal of Darth Maul's Sith infiltrator, the Scimitar, and Trade Federation Vulture droid ships. Lastly, the Babylon 5 themes. Pack 1 contains the agile Minbari Nile fighter, Earth Alliance Star Fury fighters with Omega Squadron markings, and the atmosphere-capable 2-person Thunderbolt Star Fury. The second pack contains the Naan Frazi class heavy fighter, the wedge-shaped Raider ships, and the Centauri Sentry class medium fighter. Another cool thing is that on the Beam Screensaver file download page there are downloadable files with the models of the Minbari fighter and both Star Fury fighters. You can open them in Lightwave 3D, which has a free download option, and you can check out for yourselves how much work went into making the models. There are a few issues you'll encounter when trying to run this, or at least I did. You can't run this screensaver using up-to-date drivers on Windows 10 or 11. This is purely for retro systems only. The most recent ATI driver I was able to get working was Catalyst version 12.6 for Windows XP. Sometime afterwards, with the change from the Catalyst to the Crimson package, it looks like internal driver changes break compatibility with the Beam Screensaver engine, so it'll install, but it won't run. Your luck may be different to mine though, but I'd suggest this purely for retro XP machines. Now, for everyone who watched through to this point, I have an early Christmas present for you. If you check the description down below, you'll find a link to my Google Drive to download this screensaver and all its theme packs and files. But even better than that, I've also included a master installation key for you to use and keep forever. As the payment gateway for this screensaver is now long since discontinued, my contact at Bravo Interactive dusted off the 20-year-old key generator and has generously given me an admin key to share with the world. As I only recently discovered the team operated out of Kiev, I would ask that anyone making use of this screensaver consider donating to the Ukraine Red Cross effort by following the description in the link below. In the next video, we'll have a look at the Beam Screensaver version 2, which as you can see here, cracks everything to 11. I have a master installer key for that one as well. That'll do for now, I think. I'd just like to finish off by thanking you all for your continued interest in my little channel. When I last looked, I had 427 subscribers, so I must be doing something right. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas break, and unless I can sneak another video in, I'll catch up with you all in 2023. Bye bye!